presentation of KQED San Francisco.
Today, Jacques and I are doing desserts, and Jacques is doing cup Suzette. Woo! And I'm here to see that he doesn't burn down the house.
Happy cooking.
Bon appetit. Now we're going to do strawberries in a sabayon sauce. This is a really good dessert.
Oh, yes. Delicious.
We need 6 egg yolks. I'm going to point out here that never take your eggs and leave them out in the kitchen like these. These have just come out from the fridge. And as soon as we're through, they're going to back into the fridge because bacteria can multiply at room temperature. So don't forget that.
Okay. How many egg yolks did you say you wanted?
We're going to have 6.
6. Okay, so that's 4.
And this is Jacques' special way of doing egg yolks.
I'll break them and you grab them, right?
So this is one way of getting yolks with just about no white in them. You have to do some too with your impeccably.
And this is a real Sabayon online copper. I mean, this is a great specialty of Italy, and we're going to do it actually today with marsala. I'm putting my hand in it too.
Well,
After all, you know, I don't want you to have fun by yourself.
Impeccably clean people.
Okay.
One way this is good too, that you don't break the yolk.
Yes,
so
of
that you're
course.
not ruining the whites.
If the yolk is broken, then we have problem, but we never break yolk.
Nope.
Okay.
Now you're going to put in the marsala.
Here is your marsala. How much do you want?
Have? You think about a cup?
A cup, yes.
That's exactly a cup.
That's exactly a cup. So
Now I'm going to put this over hot water, and I'm going to beat. And while I'm beating until it slowly thickens.
I think we need a little more. Yeah,
okay.
Good.
You can always add another egg yolk.
Yes.
You're going to do the strawberries, and you're going to beat some whipped cream.
That's right. So I'm going to whip a little bit of cream that we can put at the end, or sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And I'm going to put about a half a cup, 3/4 of a cup of cream with a little dash of sugar, maybe a tablespoon and a half or so. So we are both whipping.
Now, Jacques, would you say you can tell when this marsala mixture is done?
Oh, yeah,
it's when the bubbles begin to subside.
It's going to take a while. When you whip egg white, for example, you go up and you really inflate the egg white. With cream, you don't do that. You go back and forth this way in a gentle emulsion. Otherwise, it breaks into butter. Boy, some people play tennis and jug. We beat egg white, egg yolk, cream. So your cream is about ready when it holds a nice peak like this. You know, you don't want it too firm, you know.
This would be called chantilly.
Yes.
Or chantilly.
Exactly. Chantilly. Okay, so I put the chantilly here. Are we doing okay?
You want to do a little beating?
I'll do a little beating.
Wait. Sugar.
So you put about a third of a cup?
Yes.
All right.
You want to beat until it slowly thickens. It's rather like a crème anglaise, really.
Yeah.
And it should be at around 180 or until it is thickened.
Yeah, it's getting there now, yeah?
See if we have enough sugar in there.
You know what we may need is a little bit of lemon juice, if you want.
Fine.
If you think it needs
You do the lemon, I'll speed it.
About ready.
That's amazing how it's thickened. It really is kind of a marsala anglaise, isn't it?
Yes. I think it's about done, don't you think so?
I think it's done.
Beautiful. So now we can certainly
take it
off the heat, right? So what we have to do, you have to help me water the strawberry.
Now, have we washed the strawberries?
They have been very, very carefully washed. No,
And drained.
you always wash them before you take the stem out of them. So those have been washed, because otherwise you have a hole inside and the water tends to go inside. And you know, we could season that with a little bit of sugar and marsala, this. And that could be served actually on a recipe by itself. Huh? But you want to do that with lemon juice?
I think a lemon juice would be nice.
Yeah.
There's still some. We don't need too much, I guess.
And this, of course, you would want to do that a little ahead, you know. And if this had been marinating or macerating for an hour or so we're going to do a gratin here. We're going to do it two different ways, right? And I think for the gratin, I'll put a bit of whipped cream, and for the other one, we won't. So here, if you give me a little bit of this, like this, you see I had that nice, beautifully thick. And into this...
This is lovely the way it's... You wouldn't have thought that it would thicken up this way.
We could add a little bit of whipped cream in there. It is often done, particularly if you let your sabayon cool off, then you combine it with the cream like that. It makes a richer, more beautiful. See, that's good. So you want to test it now?
Yes, I do.
It's called the cream.
I have quite a different... It's sort of richer and
Yes.
smoother and nicer. And the reason he puts the cream in so that he can gratinate it in the oven.
Yeah, that's glazed beautifully. I leave the door open here so I can look at it. And then we can start on this. Shall we put, you want to put a little bit of that on top?
Okay.
That's beautiful glass, isn't it?
I'm putting on only just enough so that the strawberries show and you can know what it is.
Yeah, and you
That's
can
lovely.
serve soap. Shall we put a little flowers on top here? That's pretty.
I guess that you couldn't put that glass in the dishwasher.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Let's see where we're at here. Okay. You have a nice, you know, crusty little gratin like that.
Lovely.
Would you like to taste
That
one
would
of those?
be nice. I would. That's hot.
That's hot.
It's awfully good.
Well, what's next?
Oh, whoa.
Yes, okay. We'll
We're
do
going
that
to do
too.
crêpe Suzette. Now we're going to make two crêpe dishes. One of them is a Suzette and the other one is a gâteau.
Yes.
They're both using the same batter.
Uh-huh.
So what we need is 1 cup of flour, and we need 1.5 cups of liquid. It's going to be half water and half milk. You have to have 1.5. You use water in it because we want a very light crepe because it's for dessert.
You want eggs in it, right?
Yes, we
How
want.
many
Let's see,
eggs?
we have 1 egg and 2 yolks.
1 egg?
2 yolks.
2 eggs and 1 yolk, you say?
1 egg and 2 yolks.
Oh, 1 egg and 2 yolks. Okay.
The egg white thickens the batter. We wanted to keep it very thin, so we use
All
the
right.
yolk.
I'm giving you the yolk here.
With your impeccably clean fingers.
Yes.
There. Here goes the liquid in.
The whole thing goes in.
We need 1 tablespoon of sugar
All right.
and
There we are.
1/3 cup of melted butter. A tiny pinch of salt.
Tiny pinch of salt. Kosher? No, I put regular salt. That's it. That's all there is to it.
Yep. Probably enough.
That's it. Is it enough?
But I always let it rest because my theory is that the flour particles are going to absorb the liquid. That will make a tenderer crepe.
It has a nice consistency. Look at that.
That's
Beautiful.
very nice.
Well,
The
that's-
nice thing about when we start making them, you make 1 or 2, and if they're too thick, just beat in a little water.
Yeah, well, as long as we have the machine, we're going to do the Suzette butter.
Oh, that's good.
So we're putting about 2¼ stick of butter.
This is a
We'll do
real
enough.
diet dish, as you can see.
Yes. what I want to put in there is the rind of the orange, and I use this.
That's a nice little machine, isn't it?
Yes. You see, the rind stay almost attached to it, you know, so I have to go...
Because you don't want any of the white pulp in it.
No, you don't want the pith,
no.
You know, the white underneath, which tend to be bitter. It's really in the surface of the skin that you have all of the essential oil, you know.
And that has such a wonderfully orangey smell.
Yes. Now we're going to put the juice of the orange. The juice of those two oranges should be about... Okay. You want to press it in this? I'll press mine here. Okay, so I have like probably 3/4 cup of juice here. And I put all of that in there. And a good 1/2 cup of sugar, I would say, here. Maybe a dash more. Get that.
Now, in the old days when I was in Paris studying la cuisine, you did this all by hand, and you took sugar lumps and you rubbed the sugar lumps over the orange until the sugar lump had absorbed the orange oil.
Well, I think
everything took so much longer.
Yes.
Then.
But we're going to do one like this later on, I think. But it is amazing here, considering that you have about 2 sticks of butter, Dashmo, and I have almost a cup of liquid. And to incorporate liquid into butter, it's very difficult. And the machine has to turn extremely fast like that to get that type of emulsion. So now, shall we make our crepe?
Yes.
Okay.
Now we have 2 different pans. They're both non-stick. This is just an ordinary non-stick frying pan shape. And yours...
It's more of a crepe pan because it has a shallow side, but it's the same type of non-stick. This is bigger, it's about 9 inch, and yours
is about 6 inches.
Yeah, right.
You know.
So, shall we start?
Yes. And this is about, what did we say, about a quarter?
About 1/4 cup, yes, you put there.
I want it very thin, so I'm turning it all around.
Yeah, it's very important to stir it very fast. And we have a beautiful crepe here, as it cooked, because the side here is the crepe dentelle.
Lacy.
The lacy. I'll put mine too.
Now I'm going to wait
and it has to brown a little bit. It's important to put it on this side here, not in the center, and move the pan. You put it here and you swirl it around. And even at the end, you shake it to fill up your pan, you know? Because as soon as the batter touch the pan, it coagulates and set. So if you don't spread it fast, you're going to have a thick crepe. So the secret of a thin crepe is really to spread it out fast. That's browning pretty beautiful. Sometimes if you bang it a little bit, you know.
That's going to do.
That loosens the...
that loosens now.
That's it. Beautiful.
That'll brown a tiny bit more, but that's okay.
That's beautiful.
And this is what you call the public side of the crepe, the nicest side.
And mine, again, you know, if I bang it like this, I'll get it loose a little bit, yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Okay. When I cook a little bit on the other side.
Then if you have too much in, you can pour it out and then scrape it off with a rubber. Nobody's going to see this side because it's not the public one.
Here we are. So if you don't put enough batter on the other end and you don't finish, fine, no problem. Put a little more here. It's going to set up. No one will know about it. It's better to put less than too much.
That looks good. Turn it by hand.
Yes.
That's right. Very nice looking, that one.
Yes, it is. I think yours is better looking than mine. It's a little brown.
Well,
you like it?
I like mine a little brown.
Yes.
I'll just put it off here. And then you can make these crepes ahead. And I actually, if I'm going to do them ahead, I like to put them on a rack and let them cool off. Then you can stack them and freeze them, and you can make a crepe dessert anytime you want.
Yes.
Now we're going to do a gâteau of crepes. This is crepes and jam and nuts. And this was invented by the Hungarian great-grandmother of our friend Susie.
Of Susie. No, so we're doing the gâteau Susie and the crêpe Suzette today.
So that's very nice. And this is just any kind of nuts all ground up, a mixture or just pecans. I think great-grandmother did them with just pecans, didn't she?
Are we going to serve that with chocolate sauce on top?
We are indeed.
Otherwise, you could put chocolate, I suppose, inside.
You could put
also.
anything you wanted.
Yes, well, almost.
It's sort of a wonderful...
Banana, you know, maybe sliced fruit would be good too.
You can put anything you'd like.
And then usually we do what about?
As many as you have crepes.
The more the better, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that should be just about the last layer. We must have at least 20 here, right?
And we'll save some for the next time.
Absolutely. Here we
There,
are.
there's the final crepe.
The final crepe.
That's going to be covered by the chocolate sauce.
That's good, beautiful. We are serving a chocolate sauce with that, so you want it directly on top?
Deliciously.
And we
But
keep...
not so much covered that we wouldn't have any idea what it was.
Good.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's about it.
Well, I think we're going to cut it directly into a nice wedge here. This is beautiful. It cut very easily,
That's
too.
lovely, yes.
Look at that.
Well, now that's beautiful. There's a little morsel. That looks very nice. I think this is a very good idea. That will please children and adults alike.
Crepe, raspberry, and chocolate can't go wrong.
Susie's great-grandmother's gâteau de crêpe. Now here's our grand finale, the crêpe Suzette. I think these are my favorite.
Yes.
I just adore these.
I tell you, this is a very nice way of doing it. We're putting that, of course, this is a stainless steel pan that can go into the oven.
Put them on where
And
you
we
like.
fold them this way. We put them
This
on
is
top.
our orange butter.
Then we spread that in
And
the
this
middle
is
of it.
your invention, and I think it's a wonderful one. This is
I don't know
how
if
you
it's my
can do
invention.
them.
I don't even...
Do them again. Do them
Remember.
ahead a little bit.
Yeah, beautiful. Look at that.
They're lovely.
Those are really large crepes, you know, so many people would give one of those per person. I think I
And
would
as you
have 3 or
notice,
4.
too, that I'm putting it on the non-public side of the crepe.
That's right.
They're so,
They are thin, yes.
so thin and elegant.
Okay. This is a great way to do crepe because if you had a party for 10 people, you could have 2 trays like that with 10 crepes on each tray. Then you put one in the oven, get it out of the oven, flambe with a little bit of Grand Marnier and cognac, serve 1 crepe per person. During that time, the other tray is cooking in the oven. Then you get the other tray and pass it around.
For second helpings.
Yes, for second helping. Here we are. I think you're generous with the butter. That's good. We need to here. Maybe one more. What you want to do is to leave a little corner here because when you pour the alcohol on top, you should have a place to scoop it up with your spoon to put it back on it.
Those are
That's
lovely, delicate, thin crepes.
Thank you. So here we have them here. That should be fine. And on top of that, I'm going to put a little bit of sugar. And we can put them under the broiler till they start caramelizing. You don't want them to be too close to the broiler, you know, at the second level at least. They're going to take 5-6 minutes right there. Good. And during that time, are we doing
We're going to do the conventional.
the vrai crêpe
Le
Suzette?
vrai. The butter has to melt and kind of caramelize, and Jacques now will do the ancient way.
The ancient way, well, actually, the maître d' at your table was going to rub a lump of sugar on top of an orange of tangerine. And as you can see, the sugar itself kind of absorb or get impregnated with all of the essential oil on top. And this is actually the way it was started with this and a piece of butter and, of course, a little bit of the juice. And that's the way it was done at the table until it caramelized and the crepes were dipped into it. Our modern way here, where all of the butter is incorporated, it's, of course, easier, you know? I think that I'm going to check my crepe in the oven. Now I think I'll take this one out show them the caramelization. And if actually I had done it in a hot oven, I wouldn't even have to put it back on the stove a little bit. And this is the time. Oh, you say you want to put it in there, right?
The reason for this is that it can be very dangerous to flambe something out of the bottle because the flames can go right into the bottle, which can explode.
So this will go there.
That's lovely.
And of course, you should bring it to the table like this, shaking it a little bit, and taking some of the juice, pushing it back on top of it.
That's a very nice way of doing it, I think.
Pyrotechnic cooking.
Mm-hmm. But it's particularly if you're going to serve a whole lot of people, this makes it much easier.
It's a nice way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put it here. Are you soon to be ready? We can dip the crepe in,
Yes,
you
I
think?
think we can. Do you want to dip them in?
I tend to do it this way so that I have some on this side, then I fold it in half so that there is some inside.
And then I fold it.
You fold it, of course, into the correct way, right? The table. So this way.
I really think this is a marvelous dessert. I always think, oh, that old saw crepe Suzette, and then every time I eat it, I think, gosh, this is the way to go.
Yes. Here we are.
It's much nicer with two people, isn't it?
Yeah, that should be good. But you can see inside here that it's starting to caramelize, so we turn them on the other side. But you know, this is the real crepe pan that you have here. I believe that this one is lined up with silver. I think it's copper lined up with silver, the old style, you know.
Now time to flambe.
Now time to flambe. I'll give you the matches.
Okay. You pour in the liquor
The
and all.
mixture is usually a Grand Marnier, which actually is already a cognac or a brandy with an emulsion of orange in it. And then
Now burning your face. Lighted.
beautiful.
Well, that's beautiful. Why flambe, you might well ask? Well, the reason is that you want to burn off the alcohol, which would be too strong a taste. And by flaming it, the alcohol goes off, but the taste of the liqueur remains.
So we're going to taste it with dessert like this, you know. A dessert wine is quite appropriate, and in that case, this is a late harvest Riesling, you know, Johannesburg Riesling from California. That should go very well with it. So we are ready to taste. Okay, this one. That's good. This is delicious. Well,
all that butter is so good in it.
it helps.
It's not a dessert for every day, but it's awfully good.
Yes, once a year. Well, it was great making crepe with you. I enjoyed it. We'll do it again.
Bon appetit.
And happy cooking.
A presentation of KQED San Francisco.
Why, Jacques, what a wonderful costume. Why?
Because I have all the ingredients for a Julius Caesar salad.
It's not Julius Caesar salad.
It's not.
Caesar salad, Julius version.
Oh, boy.
And we're going to do other things, are we?
Yes, we're going to do a whole array of different salads for you.
Good. Let's get going.
Happy cooking.
Bon appetit. We're going to start out with a perfectly plain green salad, maybe one of the best things of all.
I agree entirely with you. It used to be that 20 years ago in the supermarket there was 2 salads, romaine and iceberg. Now you cannot go to a restaurant until you get like 15 types of green, right?
Yes, which they
But
mix
we're
all
doing
up.
minimalist cooking here, 1 salad. And this is the Boston lettuce, I think one of the best. The first thing that I do, removing a couple of the leaves if they are really wilted from the outside. You can keep that for soup. And then I remove the core of it. And this, frankly, I usually chop it and put it in my salad, you know? So I slice it.
Don't waste a thing. That's
Slice
very
it coarsely, I put it in
Francais.
water. Now, on the other side, at the first layer, you remove the top, which is a bit tough, and on each side of the rib. I mean, what you have left here is basically each side of the rib and that part, which is tougher, greener, you remove, and the rib. You do that for the first layer, which is a bit tougher, you know? And not many people, I think, understand a good salad. People don't really know how to prepare it properly and
You
get
have
it
to be
bruised.
French to know, unless you're taught by
Well,
a real Frenchman.
That
I think that
makes sense, it makes sense. Now, at the second layer or 2, again, I remove a little bit of those. And now I can cut in the middle of the rib. You know, now it's more tender. When you go around this way and so forth, and very often, actually, we keep the heart of the salad to be served in a different way. In fact, maybe I'll keep this one
Yes, why
here. We
not?
can use it maybe
Good.
some other way.
During the teens and the 20s, but people didn't eat salads, I think. Only sissies ate salads, or French people, wasn't it?
So you mix it gently in there, the sand or dirt fall to the bottom, and then you have to lift it up gently from the water, because if you pour it into a colander, every dirt goes back into the salad. In addition, people will take the salad and kind of squeeze it, which you cannot there, it gets wilted, you know. So gently you have to grab it out of the water. Yeah, there is some sand in the bottom here. This, of course, is the bottom of my spinner, which we put here. Those are great.
This is a very modern spinner.
Yeah, it really removed everything. You know, and this, can you imagine? That's still very fast here. And then there is a break here. Isn't that great? So here you can see that that salad is really dry. You can also see out of that salad, I remove like 4 or 5 tablespoons of water. If you don't do it properly, then that's going to dilute your dressing and your salad is dead. So, are we doing a simple dressing?
We're going to do a simple dressing. I always put a little bit of chopped scallions, even in the most simple dressings. Not going to put any garlic in this.
No garlic.
Well,
This
we
is
can
not
have it
a
if you
good-
want.
A standard dressing without garlic. You want a little bit of
A little bit of mustard.
that much?
Yep,
Okay.
that to me is standard. And then a bit of lemon juice and salt.
My standard dressing is slightly different. Garlic, red wine vinegar. Do you want some more?
Well, that's
it.
fine.
Good.
That's a good dressing, too.
What oil do you want?
I want an excellent olive oil.
We have one here.
Just a little bit. You like herbs in yours?
Yes.
Like a little tarragon?
Depending during the summer, of course, when there is a lot of herb in the garden, I put herb all over the place.
We can use some black pepper
Black pepper is the best for
today.
that.
All right.
Okay. So the salad has to be cleaned properly, it has to be washed properly, and it has to be drained without bruising it, and it has to be cool, but not ice cold. And very important, you have to have the right amount of dressing, not too much, but enough, and it has to be tossed just before you use it.
And I hate it when people put salad on a plate and then they pour dressing over it, and you want all the leaves coated with the dressing.
Exactly. So you toss it in a large, large bowl, even larger than that, then you put it into your serving bowl. And we can put, if you want a little bit of tarragon on top of it, Okay, this is a beautiful salad. Just like this, just simple, nice Boston lettuce.
That looks very
Here we
nice.
are. Yes.
I'll just eat one of
And
those.
you see those pieces here. Yeah, that was good.
Good. Well, that's all there is. You could sprinkle a little
A bit of
parsley
tarragon.
and tarragon.
Chervil would be very good too.
You'd put that on just at the last minute.
Green on
And then
green.
you serve it at once, really.
And some people say that the dressing should be made with a wooden spoon. Deborah, what do you think of this?
I think it makes less noise.
Yes, that's good.
Now we're going to do the famous Caesar salad. This came into being in the 1920s. And I remember I was about 8 or 9 years old. And my family, who always seemed terribly elderly to me, they were probably around 20, 30, we all went down to Tijuana, just north of the border between California and Mexico, and we went to Caesar's restaurant and saw him making the salad. It was very, everyone, it was written up, because at that point people weren't really eating salads. So it was a very exciting moment for them, certainly.
And we're going to do the real one today?
We're going to do the real one today.
Okay.
Have to get the various things we need, which we need some garlic croutons. Would you make me a little mashed garlic and salt, and then I'll mix it with a bit of...
And it's always done with a romaine lettuce, right?
Always romaine, yep.
Yes. So, this, a little more.
Then put a little salt in it, and then...
A bit of salt on it. The salt will abrase it.
And then mash it down with a bit of olive oil.
Can you do that directly in the bowl, or do we have to mess up the table?
Because we don't want the garlic right in the salad, so it's going to go... Let it go here.
You don't want the dressing in the salad?
I don't want the garlic in the salad.
After all that work?
After all that work, we're going to get the essence of it.
Okay.
I'll put a little bit more, and we'll stir it about, and then that's going to go into this little frying pan. And we're going to saute the croutons.
Oh, this is the way it was done by Caesar.
Now we're
Through
going to
this?
strain that into there and press the juice out of the garlic.
Okay. We press the juice out
This
of
was
the
the
garlic.
idea, was that people wanted to bite into pieces of garlic.
But it's such a puree of
That's
garlic
fine.
at that point.
That's perfect.
So here, you see the bottom part here?
No.
Next,
Next, I'm going to saute the croutons in this so that they're just gently flavored with olive oil.
so those croutons, we put a little bit of melted butter on dice of bread, toss it gently, and then put it on that tray in the oven until they brown nicely like this. Okay, so this
Now we
is the
can
base.
take our hearts of romaine.
You would remove a little bit of the green here.
Then you take all the outer leaves out. We just want the hearts.
Or you just want the white part.
You know,
Yes, we have beautiful heart in the center here.
you know.
All of this goes in there. And those have been washed, of course,
Those are
removed from the
washed
water
and ready.
and properly drained
And all
again.
ready. Now we're going to toss this with this delicious olive oil
Okay.
and a bit of salt. Will you toss it,
Yes.
please?
This is a nice green virginal. I can see the color.
That's a
you know.
lovely oil.
Yes.
And I want a bit of lemon in it.
We can put the lemon juice right through our...
Okay.
that's about it.
And now, did we put the salt in yet?
A little bit. I put a little bit of
A
salt.
little bit more.
Okay. This way.
And interestingly enough, because I had a long talk with Rosa Cardini, who was Caesar's daughter.
Oh, yes.
And she said they'd never had any anchovies in it.
Never? So do you
Never.
want some anchovies?
No, because
Oh.
she never did it. And the surprising thing was he had an egg in it. It's a 1-minute egg. But this was to give a creaminess to the dressing. A little pepper can go in now.
Okay.
You
White?
can put in black.
Black. Good.
Good. That is exactly 1 minute. Now,
Now what happened?
this goes in. That's hot, but okay.
And you toss it in?
Yes. If you don't want to use the egg, you could use just about a teaspoon of mayonnaise. And now we're going to have some cheese on it.
Freshly grated Parmesan cheese of a good quality. This is a Parmigiano Reggiano, huh?
Yeah. Then in go the croutons, and then we eat it.
Here come the eggshell.
Oh, that's good for you, calcium.
Well, it shows people we use fresh eggs. And this on top, that's beautiful.
But I think with using eggs, be very careful where you buy them. Make sure that they're always refrigerated. They should be hot out of the hen into the refrigerator. Then you keep them refrigerated all the time. You don't let them sit around. No,
Any herbs in it?
No.
No herbs, nothing?
Don't toss anymore.
Not? Okay.
No, we eat it.
That's it. Now we go in the pan and we taste the salad. I have to say, it's very good.
It's a very simple salad, really. You don't want herbs and anchovies and things like that.
I always do it with the anchovy, but that's quite good.
You've adulterated it. Some people like that. I think that's an awfully nice salad.
It's delicious.
Very simple.
Well, are we finishing the bowl of salad or we're moving to another salad?
No, we're going to do several other ones.
Yes, we're going to do potato salad and a classic salad niçoise.
Now we're going to do an American-type potato salad. I used Yukon Golds here, or new red potatoes, and they've just been boiled until they're just tender through, but you don't want them overcooked. And I've just cut them up. And then we're going to add various things to it. Some chopped onion, and I have some chopped celery. This is very much according to your taste. And then, Jack, would you
crumbled bacon?
Crumble some bacon there and chop it up fine.
Cooked, yes, with pleasure. All of it?
Yes, I think so. And then if you're going to add hard-boiled eggs, which I think are awfully nice in the salad, get one of these egg slicers and
this is a great trick
two
to cut
ways.
the eggs, yes. Here,
you want to be sure
I'll
that
open
you
it for
don't.
you. And you put it the other way, right?
The other way.
And it does a perfect chopped egg for an egg salad, you know? That's great.
And then we have some chopped chives.
Chives, of course.
Little chives. They're always nice with it.
Sure, I put a little
Don't
chives
want
in
too
it.
many. I think that's about enough. That's fine.
Are you putting...
And we need one
pickle?
I think one dill pickle.
Oh, and...
Some people like
coarsely chopped?
Pickle. Oh, fairly fine, I think. It could be either sweet or dill, whichever you prefer.
And are you ever going to put mayonnaise in there?
I am.
Okay.
Here's our mayonnaise. And you could, rather than more
mayonnaise... Are you giving me more?
You could put in sour cream here. You don't want too much mayonnaise.
Here is your salt. And we put some white pepper in there? Good. And you want, I suppose, to toss it gently enough. You want to put all your seasoning before you toss it, because if you keep tossing between each of the seasoning, then you'll end up with a puree of potato.
Which we don't want.
Which we don't want. So.
Now, let's see. It should be perfect. And I think we should make the salad somewhat ahead, about an hour or two ahead. I think that's enough of everything.
Delicious.
I love potato salad.
I do, too. Shall we dress it up? I think there is a bit of red leaf lettuce here. You think would work well with it? Beautiful color here. It's amazing the amount of salad you find in most supermarkets, which years ago you couldn't get any of those variety of salad. That looks good. This is every people's food, you know, potato salad.
I think potato salad is one of the favorites.
That looks great.
That would be a serving for one.
Yes. Maybe one. Maybe two.
Maybe two.
Good. And a little piece of red pepper on top. A few.
Be careful of the red pepper, because it'll bleed into the salad.
We would just put a couple of pieces on top like that, just for effect.
You think that's all we need?
That's beautiful.
Now we're going to do a sort of salad niçoise, this salad inspired by the niçoise, but tampered with by Jack and me.
Yes.
So
So
first,
I'm going to show you how to do a very fast vinaigrette that you can have. You see, I have a bit of garlic. I put mustard in it, black pepper, salt, vinegar, and you put about, probably a quarter of vinegar to the rest in oil. But it depends on your taste, you know. Just mix it this way. Take it, shake it, and then you have a vinaigrette ready in your refrigerator, you know. So we're ready with this. That was fast enough.
good.
So, in our salad niçoise, the classic, what are we going to have? We're going to have red onion.
Mm-hmm.
You want to give me the green pepper there?
Yeah.
And maybe the green pepper, if you put it in there, it's a good idea to peel it. You know, and if you have a good vegetable peeler, you start this way, then you peel it all around. Now, as you can see, there is some area that the vegetable peeler doesn't get into, like here where there is a pleated end, you know. They are much better this way. So what you do, after you've done that, you cut it in the pleat here to separate it this way, so that now, when you have your fourth side, you can clean up the side here with your vegetable peeler. So they've been sliced on all sides. You want to slice those?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You want them crossways or
Well,
lengthwise?
just the way you want, doesn't matter.
I'm going crossways.
Much more digestible if you do them this way, you know. I'm going to put a bit of red onion. And I want to slice it thin like this. Okay. To kind of separate it, you know. To do maybe a little pile
This
of
is going to
red
be really
onion.
a composed salad
A compost salad, exactly.
rather than a
So
niçoise.
shall we arrange this around?
All right.
We mix our tomato here.
Mm-hmm.
Some tiny yellow tomato and red one, you know, which are really beautiful.
We
And
have
again-
the green beans, and I think that they should be seasoned first. Where is your dressing?
Well,
Here it is.
the vinaigrette is it, but I'm going to put vinaigrette on the whole thing,
Well, I
right?
really like doing them separately because then you're sure that everything is
should.
properly seasoned. There are the beans, nicely done.
Well, we have your
We have some lovely.
string beans here, maybe here and there. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Shall we use several types of olives?
Just some green and some black, I think.
Okay. I mean, this is really country Mediterranean type of thing. You can use basically anything you want.
And we want the 8-beat eggs.
Okay.
2 of them have. And then I like putting a little
Bit of mayonnaise on top.
mayonnaise.
Okay. About the anchovy fillet.
I think the anchovies across them is very nice.
So I'm going to use first the oil of the anchovy fillet here. This is a whole
And
can,
since
those are small.
there's some people who don't
small
like
stuff.
anchovies, it's too bad. Don't put it on.
I'll put them across like this.
Yes,
That's a
I
good
think
idea.
that's nice.
As you can see, you can really be imaginative there and create your own salad in one way or the other. And the last one, that's good. We should
Now we
spread
should
this
have
out.
a little discussion about tuna fish. Because of the people that are so afraid of fat and oil, they have influenced the tuna fish people so that we have tuna packed in water. It doesn't have nearly the proper taste that tuna packed in oil. A 3-ounce can of water packed has, what is it, about 3 grams less of oil. So why ruin the tuna fish just for that tiny amount?
So I'm putting the
And this is-
vinaigrette all around on
Yeah,
it.
and this is beautiful tuna fish. Can you undo that and put it
I
right in
think we put
there?
it right in the center here. The south of France, of course, basil. We cannot
Yes.
forget the basil. So maybe we put a little bunch of basil in the center here.
That's nice.
And then-
Now that's a beautiful
and
salad.
this is a real, I don't know if it's a real salad niçoise, but it's
Well,
a good
it's-
one.
Our version of the salad niçoise, which
Well-
is the best.
Another version is, of course, to do it. Often young chefs in modern cooking are going to do that with fresh tuna. So we could do one portion of this, sauté. And you know, I could sauté my tuna with a little bit of vinaigrette
Yes,
here.
that would be nice.
You know, a bit different. And
put this up here.
cut the tuna. So this way, I think I'll cook it in fairly large pieces like this. I mean thin, but fairly long. I'm going to put a little bit of salt here, and in my warm vinaigrette here, I'm going to saute that.
This is raw tuna.
This is raw tuna, and it's going to saute very, very fast. You know, 30 seconds on each side. So there, we're going to put some scallion, maybe a little bit of potato, some red onion, some basil, olive, then I saute this. Pyrotechnic cooking.
Tuna flambé.
Tuna flambé. And by the time the heat of the pan itself, I shut that off. By the time I finish my salad, it's going to be ready. So we put maybe half a tomato in there, a large tomato or a few small ones.
This is a large luncheon salad.
Yes, and one egg, maybe 1 egg or 2 eggs.
I think 1 egg, because I'd like one left for myself.
Oh, good. So here we are. So this is a nice mixture, too, to do an individual one. We have our kind of standard vinaigrette here. Maybe a bit of cracked pepper on top.
Mm-hmm.
But in addition to that, I think I'm going to put a little bit of that salad, which they call the mesclun salad, you know, the mixture of different type of green that you now get in most market. So here I have, nice and fresh. You toss it at the last moment. And this is a big luncheon salad, as you say.
That's nice.
Yes, I could have that for lunch.
Oh, very nicely.
And now, prepare our fresh tuna here. We'll put it on top of it, you know, this way.
That's a hefty salad.
Yes.
Well, if that's
I
going
tell
to
you,
be your whole lunch, that's not too bad.
it was great fun cooking salad with you. We're going to do it
Wonderful.
again.
We've done lots of salads
A
together.
lot of salad.
And I hope you got some new ideas.
Yes.
Bon appetit.
And happy cooking.
Good making salads with you.
Great.
A presentation of KQED San Francisco.
When I was a little kid growing up in France, my favorite sandwich after school was crunchy bread and dark chocolate.
Well, when I was a little tiny bitty kid growing up in Pasadena, California, my favorite sandwich was the ice cream sandwich with chocolate and vanilla. That was wonderful.
Sounds good.
Well, today we're going to do sandwiches, but without chocolate.
And without ice cream.
So let's get going. That's good.
Happy cooking.
Bon appetit. Well, here we go on our sandwich show. I'm going to do a croque monsieur. That's a ham and cheese sandwich.
And I'll do a croque madame.
A croque madame.
Which is
Good.
the cheese with chicken.
Well,
So-
we'll start out with
Bread.
with nice white bread. And I'm going to put a little mayonnaise on. How do you start yours, Jacques?
No, I just put some butter on each side.
Just butter?
Yes. So I put butter. And are you cooking that in a skillet?
Well, you'll see.
Oh, good, okay.
I'm going to put a little bit of mustard on each.
I'm going to cook mine in the oven.
In the oven?
Yes.
I'm going to finish mine in the oven, so I hope you'll leave me a little bit of room.
There'll be some room.
Oh, I don't need too much.
I'm putting a piece of Gruyere here.
I like some Gruyere, too. Nobody knows the origin of the name Croque Monsieur. It seems to have been French, don't you think?
Well, it sounds like it.
It didn't appear till about in the 1900s.
Oh, yes?
So I have some Gruyere cheese on each side here.
Good.
And then some really nice, a really nice piece of ham in the middle.
Yeah, that ham really look good. I have chicken. When you have chicken left over, it's a good way of using it. Cut thin, of course, it's cooked chicken. I like to put a bit of Tabasco on mine. Here.
You're a great one for hot stuff.
Hot stuff, yes. I like herbs, you know. So maybe I'll put a little bit of chives in the middle of mine.
Well, I'm just going to fold mine over like that.
This way.
And then I'm going to cut the sides off.
Oh. On mine, I put them...
You're going to put them in whole that way.
Yes, I put the other piece of Gruyere this way. Leave them this. Then I put butter on the outside. Whoop, on each side. And they go directly in the oven this way. On top of this.
I'm going to show you, because Croque Monsieur has been such a favorite sandwich, I'm going to show you. This is a heavy metal cast aluminum pan that you can heat them on top of the stove. And this is fun. This is an electric one made with no stick. And you just make the sandwich in there.
I'm putting mine in the oven here.
That's very nice. But I'm going to do it in the kind of a more traditional way of sautéing it in clarified butter. Clarified butter's where you've melted it and you spoon it off the milky residue at the bottom of the pan. And if you do that, then the butter won't burn. It's that milky residue which burns and speckles.
While yours is cooking, you're going to saute it in there. I'm going to start on lobster roll on this side.
Oh, good.
And I'm using those hot dog rolls. You know, when I work at Howard Johnson, we used to have a lobster roll, and it was done in there, you know.
So we're going to have the real Howard Johnson one.
Yes.
That's
great. So we're going to saute that into butter. And what I have here, we're going to do 2 lobster rolls, one cold, one hot. And I have lobster pieces here, just in melted butter. You have to eat them up slowly so they don't get tough.
Now I'm going to put my sandwich in here.
And that's cooked. Do you press it as it cooked?
I will press it down a little bit. So that just has to brown rather lightly on the other side.
Good. So I continue with mine. I'm putting some cracked pepper here.
Good. That's all butter in there.
Yeah, cracked pepper and lemon juice.
And this is the way they did it at Howard Johnson.
The way I remember it. Yes.
I hope they still do it that way.
No, I doubt it. And I'm going to add a little bit of tarragon, which probably wasn't there, but I love tarragon. Here it is. And just keep it warm this way, just until you put it into the bread.
I'm turning my sandwich now, but you have to be very careful that you don't get it brown too much on the bottom.
Well, I'm going to turn the lobster roll, which are nice and brown.
That's a good idea, browning it. I like that.
On both sides, you know, so it kind of warm up the center, but it stays soft in the center.
Now this is interesting. When you do it in the frying pan, the cheese never melts. I've looked this up over a lot of places, and nobody had a good idea except an old copy of Joy of Cooking. And she said, put it in a 300-degree oven, which means that you can make a whole lot of these, put them on a cookie sheet, and then put them in the oven, and the cheese would melt. This only needs 3 or 4 minutes.
3 or 4 minutes, okay. Well, mine is cooking all right in there
We'll try to remember. Now,
we go on with the cold lobster roll, and here they are ready now on each side, and I want to keep them right here. Yeah, nice, warm. So this one here, I thought we put the lobster. You want to give me a little bit of mustard and a little bit of mayonnaise in there? I like to put a little bit of ketchup also. She's like a cocktail sauce, you know, a little bit. And I'll do a little bit of celery, chopped celery in there. Not much, 1 or 2 tablespoons maybe at the most.
I'll put about 2 tablespoons of mayo in there.
Okay, here it is. I think maybe I'll give you a little bit of shallot or onion, you know.
This is much nicer and fancier than the ones I've usually had.
Well, no, along the sea, you know, in Connecticut, we have that. It's kind of classic in summer. I don't know if they put shallot, maybe
We
not.
have it up in
Probably
Maine,
a bit of onion.
up in Maine, but they don't put as many nice things as this in it. That was wonderful.
Good.
There you are.
And cracked pepper. Cracked pepper all the time.
I think we probably should taste it.
Yes. To extend it, what we do is a little
lemon.
bit... Lemon, okay. That's a good idea. I had lemon somewhere here. Good. So I put some shredded lettuce. Give it a bit of a texture inside, and it also extends it, you know.
That's going to be, that's extending it. That's a good restaurant trick, isn't it?
No, but it's good.
But it's good too. It gives it a little crunch.
Shall we check on your croque monsieur before
Yes.
we finish this? I'll get it and look at mine too. Yeah. Oh, this is hot, so I won't put it on this.
Yes, the cheese is, I think cheese is melted enough. How about yours?
More mine will take another 10 minutes, you know.
No, but let us plate mine and we'll see how we like it. I think this is very rich. You could actually serve just one would go for 2 people.
Yeah, look at that.
That looks
beautiful.
That's lovely. Or you could make a lot of them and cut them into quarters as an hors d'oeuvre.
That's good. Now we're going to do the cold lobster roll, and this is the one with the lettuce right in the center here. You know, lobster is great in summer. I can't wait when summer comes to New England, you know.
Serve them in the winter times.
In the winter too, but the lobster are expensive in the winter, much more than in summer. And in this one, the hot one, I like to put like, you know, we line it up with a bit of lettuce like this, and then we put the hot lobster in there.
And that's just butter.
Just plain butter with a little bit of tarragon and lemon juice, you know, inside. And we have to be just generous with the butter here. And that's it. This is fit for a king, you know. Well,
Done.
they look good now. I think they are ready. It's an easy way to doing it also when you have a whole tray, you know, of it for a party. You do them this way. And I like to trim them after, you know. I mean, if you want to be fancy, you don't have to.
What's nice to
But trim like
better.
this, I would put them this way for hors d'oeuvre, you know, to pass around, you know.
To pass with le cocktail.
Yes, with the cocktail. So we can...
That looks very nice. I think this...
You know, this is an easy thing to do on a hot hors d'oeuvre, you know, that people don't think of doing. And as I say, with the croque, Madame, as well as the croque monsieur, you know, you would want to do this. So this is it for our sandwich.
Now we're going to do an enormous loaf chowder fish sandwich. This is one of Jack's inventions.
So what we're going to do, this is about a day-old bread. And what you want to do is to cut the top to do a shell, you know. Here. And this, you look at that, how nice it is inside, you know. I just cut it this way.
And then you have a friend around who's going to pull all the insides out of the bread.
Yes. That's nice to have a friend in the kitchen
Yeah.
working. I cut it in pieces like this, you know. So like that.
Easier removal.
Yeah, we can twist it, you know, to remove it because I need some to put in the food processor, you know, to do some breadcrumb.
Oh,
You're gonna give me more. I put in there. And this is why it's good to use a kind of, not dry, that bread is not dry, but at least a day old. And this is a very good quality bread. Look
and
at
this
the
is
inside.
really a country bread, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah, that's plenty for me for what I need to do
So,
now.
okay. Is this going to be a diet recipe?
No diet recipe, no? So here we have some fresh breadcrumb here. Good. And then I'm going to do a butter here, a mixture of butter. And all that fish is going to be cut into pieces. You're going to help me with that,
Yes.
right? There I'm going to
Start
put
cutting it if you tell me
Right.
how big you want them.
well, about 1 inch cube, you know. I'm putting 1.5 stick of butter in there. And about 3/4 tablespoon almond. I'm putting almond. I'm putting about 3/4 cloves of garlic. Dill. Thing of dill in there. Black pepper. Bit of salt. You want at least 3/4 tablespoons of white wine in there, I would say. And I put a little bit of Pernod, which is a kind of a licorice type of taste. Pernod or Ricard, if you don't like it, you can omit it, it's fine.
It's very,
We're gonna make
very
a-
southern France, isn't it?
Very southern France, yes. So let that turn for a while. We have a piece of salmon, we have a
Yeah.
piece of tuna, I have a piece of
tuna.
codfish here. That's good. This is about fine now. As you can see, it's nice and
Yeah. Smells
done.
good.
Smells good. So I'm going to leave it in there.
I was going to ask you, was this a calamari?
Yeah, those are calamari.